Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to our playthrough of Aeon Trespass Odyssey. I'm Emerging Boat. We are on day, what day are we on? 31 of Cycle 3. I expect to be on a different day further ahead than where we're at, but our last episode took an unexpected turn. Kind of similar to how Cycle 2 went when we got some of the fun things from the boss in that cycle. But hopefully today we will actually getting back into some good story. We left off in the last video after just finishing a fight with the Sun Descendant. We were able to get to 11 wounds. So go check that video out if you haven't watched it already. That was actually a really fun fight. It made up for the previous battle against the Hypertime Oracle, which kind of sucked. So it balanced out pretty well there. But we came away with some cool rewards in the Atlantean Oscillator and Daedalus's Flight. And we also came away with our adversary on the map up here. Let's do a little zoom in. I'm not sure. Oh, no, I'm jumping ahead to something else. Our Doom card. Oh yeah, you really can't see that at all because of the glare. Maybe if we move it around. Yeah, well, anyway. Our adversary is up here. And we have to try to escape him. I activated a nymph in the last battle, so it spawned our adversary on the map. But we've actually gone a number of days without even having the adversary on the map, so can't really be too upset about it. But what I can be upset about is the fact that this is kind of crooked. Bothering me. There we go. And now we can jump back over to the thing that I accidentally showed, which is we have to read our new Doom card here. And lucky for us, not only do we get to read our new Doom card, but we're already starting off on that Doom card with 2 Doom on it. And guess what? It's about to be 3 Doom because we're about to get an extra Doom, an unavoidable Doom from our time loop ending on day 31. So technically I'm lying to you. I lied to you in the video header because I said it's day 31, but it's not quite day 31 yet. We still have to wrap up day 30, literally the very last part of the Doom step. So bear with me while I go through that. But let's jump to this view and I will do the Doom card reading.
You catch yourself looking to the north, beyond the no horizon, toward a mountain that now exists only in your memories. It all started to unravel that day, the day of the Eschaton, which even the gods were unable to predict or stop or, indeed, survive. The time lock that now shackles Delphi is a distant echo of that event, like a nefarious aftershock. You look to the crooked, ice-covered statues of Helios and think of the primordials you have faced. That day, mortals exchanged one terror for another. Which was worse?
Immediately shuffle the fast forwarded and tightening the loop exploration cards into the exploration deck. When there are 7 or more Doom tokens on this card, flip the card to side 1B, put excess Doom tokens on side 2B. Let's take a look at those. I'm sure they're going to be helpful exploration cards for us. Nothing but positive things. Fast forwarded says paradox of 3 or more. We're going to lose 2 paradox and gain 1 Doom. That's not terrible. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad because it's not an unavoidable Doom. All right. And then tightening the loop says paradox of 3 or higher, lose 2 paradox and lower your loop length by, oh, that one sucks, by 1. If this ability didn't trigger, gain +1 paradox and remove the card until the next timeline battle. Ooh, that one stinks. So I think we should just kind of mentally prepare for our, what's it called? Our Doom, not our Doom, as I'm spilling my exploration cards while I shuffle. I think we should mentally prepare for our loop length to be getting shortened by 1 any day now because who knows how quickly we'll draw that exploration card. Go ahead and slide these over there and can return to, let's do this view actually. On day 31, we will also need to resolve a Nemos breakthrough for Circegard because she got another Nemos node for Mesalliance. She's now at 7 nodes for Mesalliance and 0 for, Life of Regret. Kind of unfortunate in the sense that she has some nice bonuses because she can awaken on a 9 or a 10. She gets opening 1. The other benefit about giving +1 courage I have never really used. So that's a shame, but also we'll at least be getting Mesalliance out of the game by retiring, hopefully. Well, retiring soon. She's not retiring yet. She just unlocked the 3rd Nemos ability. But enough rambling. Let's move on to our next day. We're going to check off day 31. And we will be traveling on to tile 51, which is a Delphian tile. We love the Delphians. I'm tired of being on those Sun Air tiles. This is a welcome change. Although I'm sure we're going to be running into a lot more Sun Air tiles anyway because we are in the past, which is the time of the Sun Airs. We do have a lighthouse here, which is good because we're about to hit our loop end, so we can at least loop back to this space. We have a Titan, and that's really it. I don't see anything else fun on this tile. So let's go ahead and put this here. Travel east. We can get our Titan, which we desperately could use more Titans at this point. I have been running out of Titans here. I think we're on 11 Titans now, which is not bad, but definitely a low point in terms of the number of, definitely a low point in terms of the number of, Argo bred Titans that we're used to having. So, gain a Titan, add Titan. Let's move our time anchor over here as well. And then we'll do our exploration cards. This first one, gain 2 Siren Shell resources, and allied place 1 progress token on Inward Odyssey once until the next timeline battle. All right, let me make a note that that will reset on our next timeline battle. 36. Forgotten Temple of Iapetus. Exploration card resets. And that should give us, nice, that'll give us an Inwards Odyssey! 42! Nice. Our second Inwards Odyssey of the cycle. IO 42. Okay, and then gain our 2 Siren Shell resources. Okay, it's a little dark there. Probably can't really read it anyway. All right, and then I'll start a new pile for this one. Gain 2 Daedalus Machina resources. Okay, we are not denounced. And we do have an adversary activation. We will let him chase us, move him 1 space closer, then take these and shuffle them back in. All right. Go back to our timeline view. We don't have any expedition things. We have our loop end here. No advancement away. Oh, well, let's see. We'll do the +1 node for Chosen Nemos for Dastan in advancement. All right, let's go over here, Dastan, and we're going to put you 1 step closer to retiring off of Run to the Litter. I could put that on somebody else now. Wait, why did I change that view? I could now put another Argonaut's name on the timeline. I don't think I really want to, though. Dastan will hopefully retire before we get to that point where he's going to be hitting that timeline marker. Oda Zero can't gain Nemos nodes, and I don't really want to rush the retirements of Leocules or Circegard. So, and I also don't really want to gain that Argo Fate right now either, so we're good on that. What else do we have? Those are story events. Okay, let's move on to the story step then. We have that's a cycle 2 Nemos. Go to Nemos breakthroughs. Cycle 2. We already did that. And what's the paragraph? 030? No, 012.
The memory is more vivid now. As soon as you hear the screams, you step out from under the fig tree and hurry along the path around the farm. Several guards are standing around your mother, laughing and kicking her as she lies on the floor. You swallow your fear as rage swells up within you, but someone pulls on your hand, begging you to stay calm, to wait it out. The hand holding yours is a vice that keeps you rooted to the spot. Mother shakes her head from the floor, face swollen and bleeding, despite how much you beg her with your eyes. The shadow of the overseer passes by, and the beating immediately stops. The soldiers can torment the slaves all they like, but they too are beholden to a master of a higher order, and that master abhors disruption of the workflow. "We have to do something," you whisper urgently, but the other slave only lets you go when the guards are gone. You rush to your mother. She tries to quell the shaking of your fists as you kneel next to her. "There is nothing we can do," she whispers. Her palm feels cold on your cheek. "No, this is hell." But you can see the light in her eyes is dimming. She squeezes your arm, but nothing could tame the desperation in you that is slowly turning into hatred. "You need to calm down, or you will get yourself killed," she urges breathlessly. There is fear on her face, like that time. "It's all Father's fault. If he hadn't abandoned us..." You spit the venom burning your throat. "Your father wasn't always a good man." Mother sighs and you blink in confusion at her. "He couldn't have made us stay, even if he wanted to." There is only resignation in her voice. "I will sleep now, my sweet, for my time has come." With that, her flame is gone. Your whole body shakes as you gather her in your arms, the promise of vengeance burning in your eyes.
Damn. That's sad. At the start of the next battle, move 2 spaces towards the primordial. Okay. Take that. Throw a little reminder on there. And we're good. Next we have the Inwards Odyssey. Go to Inward Odyssey 42, Burden of Proof.
"Would you like to know, truly?" A silky, feminine voice rouses you to consciousness. Her large, onyx eyes shine with reflected light, betraying nothing. What have you even asked her about? You are crossing a treacherous spot of frozen time. You remember, a polis suspended mid-destruction. A twisting fault line led you to a large agora. Along the way, you marveled at the towers leaning precariously over the streets, like gnarled trees, defying gravity, never toppling. Huge chunks of stone or displaced dirt hung in the air, obstructing your view and blocking passage. You remember the people, too, similarly frozen, running from the unknown source of calamity, fear painted on their faces, so vivid it made you shiver. And yet you wanted to see for yourself that giant, oddly symmetrical crater.
Morbid curiosity.
The nymph whispers wistfully.
Deliciously irresistible. So you want to know what caused this, yes?
She leans over to your ear.
Listen closely.
There was once a king, of sorts. He betrayed his kind to save his life, or betrayed his life to save his kind. He thought he could cheat death, and in doing so, bring hope to his people. So they prepared for him a fate worse than death. The sum of his purported transgressions made stone, and bile, and darkness, and laid on his shoulders a burden no one should bear. Perpetual agony. What was a king to do then, faced with the absurdity of his existence?
That is what happened here. The king may have vanished, but his punishment keeps going, heedless of who it crushes under its unbearable weight. Tragic.
But what caused this?
So you do want to know, yes?
It finally dawns on you. You're the curiosity one. You look around the spherical crater you find yourself in, as if waking up from a dream. You notice the dirt, previously frozen in midair, is slowly sinking to the ground. No, we don't. Feeling a strange urgency, you turn away from the nymph and scramble up the slope of the hole.
I was warned you don't play ball.
You hear genuine hurt in her voice, and you can't resist looking back one last time.
Very well. They are the gods. The king, greater Titan Sisyphus. His punishment, the burden.
As she says that, she makes a downward motion with her closed fist, before suddenly opening her hand and raising it nonchalantly.
And you, my little Argonaut, you should get going.
She looks around.
Time is thawing fast here.
You don't wait for her to finish. You run and you don't stop. You barely make it out before time is sped up and the city is blown to pieces, as if by a shockwave from an invisible impact.
Gain the Curiosity Nymph summoning card. The start of the next Hypertime Oracle battle, move the time front space forward by 1. Damn. Okay, I'm probably not going to remember that because that is... okay, I'll just put a little sticky note on the Oracle card. I probably won't be doing that for like 2 more timeline battles. I think the next 2 battles I'm going to do against the Harpy. Let's take a look at the Curiosity Nymph. Here we have our artwork for the Curiosity Nymph. And then we'll jump over to the ability here. Requirements are 6 or higher Argo Fate. Summoning ability is spend 1 summoning charge to summon the Curiosity Nymph. This nymph does not exhaust. Then activate the adversary. The effect is that you immediately gain 1 progress token or 1 Argo knowledge. Then you gain 1 unavoidable doom. So kind of nice if you're looking for something to just spend those extra, nymph summoning charges on. I actually forgot that this one does not exhaust, but obviously it has a pretty high cost with activating the adversary and gaining unavoidable doom. So maybe not a worthwhile trade-off, but if you're really trying to get the last couple of like progress tokens or something like that on a card, maybe worth considering. But that'll do it for day 41. Let's go ahead and check off our checkbox for day 32, and we could go south or west. They're both Delphian tiles. Let's go south because it's easier for me to expand south right now. So I'll have to put more tile things down soon, and it'll help me balance out my board for when I'm putting the battle map over top of it. So we need tile 50. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. Oh, interesting. Okay, we already have... Well, this vertical one is obviously the light from the lighthouse to the north of us, but we have, I guess, a lighthouse to the west of us as well. All right, well, good to know. I don't think we're going to seek that out necessarily. But we have a progress token and no other symbols on here. But I will happily take a progress token. Here. Okay, so we'll get a progress token. And that's going to be 3 progress tokens. So I think we get another clue card here, right? 3 tokens draw another event. Yeah, okay. Cool. Still only need 3 events. Let's take a look at this. This is Donate Refined Ambrosia event. When you're on tile 54, during the story step, lose any 10 primordial resources to reveal the impurities in the ambrosia stockpile, then mark B4. Our little story text down here says the aspirant's mission required prodigious amounts of ambrosia to fuel it, but the supplies received contain impurities. The Argo's ambrosia stockpile, however, is of much higher quality thanks to their recent visit to Sparta. So that has to be done on tile 54. So we'll put this up here. In ascending order of tile number, the tiles that are of interest to us are 32, 37, 42, 48, and 54. By heading south, we're like going significantly up in tile number. Actually, that's not true because... Oh, no, we already uncovered 54. 54 is here. 54 is where that city tile is. Meanwhile, to our west, our tiles 45 and 46. And heading south is 49. Okay, so seems like the tiles are numbered based off of columns, so they increment going northeast and they decrement going southwest. I'd like to try targeting, not doing this story card on this time loop, but maybe the next time loop. But we'll see. It depends on... I don't really want to go beyond the next time loop. I feel like that would be taking too long on this card. Go back to our adventure view. Oh, we still need to do our exploration cards, right? Yeah, because we just gained the progress token. All right, exploration cards. Daedalus, Arch-Artificery. What a complicated word. Gain 3 Daedalus Machina resources. 1, 2, 3. Then Allied gain 1 Argo knowledge once until the next timeline battle. Okay, so we'll have to make a note of that one as well. All right, let's copy this part. And what is... No. Okay. Daedalus, Artifice. There we go. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that's spelled wrong. I'm not going to correct that, though. I can't pronounce it right. You can't expect me to spell it right either. Then we will move our adversary down 1. And we'll continue with our draw. 3 Hyperborean ally resources, and we are not at war, so we don't lose a Titan. Why am I going there? 3 Hyperborean alloy. And another adversary activation. How many Argo Fate am I at right now? 1, and then I have how many days until the next timeline fight? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I should not be afraid to start using some Argo Fate for things. Oh, I didn't show this view while I was moving the adversary, but They're there now. Okay. We have nothing on our timeline for today. I don't think there's any... I'm trying to think if there's like any technology abilities that I'm missing that I should be doing. I don't think so though, because we're still waiting for our 2 breeding technologies to reset. We also have our Dreamwalker event up here. So within the next few days, we'll at least be getting, what, 3 more Titans? Oh, speaking of gaining Titans, do I want to spend my last Hypertime Oracle core to get another Returner Titan? Nah, I'll hold off for now. I don't know why I'm holding off. Like, logically, it doesn't make any sense because I'm going to end up spending to get another one anyway, but I just feel like I want to hold off. All right, I guess we'll just move on to the next timeline day. Go to day 33, and we can go south or west again. Let's just continue going south. So I'm going to need another one of these tile holder things. Come on. There we go. And we need tile 49. Boom. Tile 49. Total tangent here, but like with me pausing pretty frequently just to do small things like finding the map tiles and doing shuffling and all these minor things. When I go back and rewatch the videos, I'm like, wow, I'm like moving pretty quickly through this. But then well, also like when I'm watching it, I watch it back at 2. I assume most people are watching these videos at like more faster than 1x speed. Actually, well, maybe for folks who, if I know there are people around the world who play this game, if English is not your first language, I could definitely see it not making a whole lot of sense to, anyway, whatever. I don't want to presume anything about anybody. But when I watch it back at 2x speed. And even then, I'm still just like in that last battle, for instance, with the Sun Descendant, that whole episode, like the episode length is close to 3 hours. The sad thing is that means I spent significantly more time than 3 hours on that fight, especially with the battles, because like I am pausing so often to sit and think about my turns and try to strategize, to check things during the first ability window to see if I'm missing anything. Like, it makes me a little depressed because I'm like, oh my god, this video is 3 hours long. That means I spent significantly more than that on making this video. I don't know. I love doing it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I'm just a little self-conscious about it. I'm happy to do it. I'm having a great time making these videos. I'd still be taking a long time playing the game. I think it just puts it into perspective when I'm like actually watching it. But like pausing on and off, just finding the map tiles made me think of that. So I had to make you think of it too. Anyway, moving on. With our tile here, we have a Delphian tile. We have an Adventure Hub symbol. Oh my gosh, are we maybe going to be able to close out an Adventure Hub? Possibly, because I think adventures... I am on the last node for both the top 2 adventures. So if we roll a 1 through 4, okay, I'm jumping ahead. I think if we roll a 1 through 4, we'll be able to resolve an Omega adventure. And I am hoping for that. But the adventure symbol is the only thing interesting we have on here. I can't tell if this ray of light is continuing south down there. We can't travel south from this tile, but we might have another lighthouse down here. Can't really see that well because of the glare. I don't know. We're kind of getting into a rough territory here with the glare. Sorry, I can't make that much better. I mean, I could by turning off that light, but that's too inconvenient for me, so sorry. Let's go to our exploration cards. We have Twilight Pathfinder. Resolve an effect based on your diplomacy with the Twilight Watch. We are, I think, still just friendly with them. Yes, friendly. So we're going to gain a frozen time. Ooh, all right. We're getting a lot of frozen time. This is going to help us for the story card. Then we don't meet the criteria for the other thing, so we'll remove that until the next timeline battle. Continue the pile. Hidden Workshop. Gain 1 Daedalus Machina resource. And I saw something that was friendly plus. What is that? Gain 2 Daedalus Machina resources instead. Should have just read that at the same time. And we will activate our adversary. Boom. Him having that, like, maybe I should put him like that. I don't know. This is probably the downside of the way I did the painting on him, is that, like, from the top down, he's just pure white. And so, like, in the glare, you just cannot see him. Let's go back to this view. Gain 3 Siren Shell resources, and then gain 1 Antediluvian Siren Shell rare resource. Ooh, do we have anything that requires that for crafting? Trying to just skim through to see if there's any, like, big things that I was like, ooh, we love to craft that. Oh, I think at one point I wanted to craft a spiral spada. Yeah, that's right. I think that's the one that I was thinking of. What do we need for these? We need a lot of Helio or Hyperborean alloy. Skimming. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's the exploration phase. Take these and shuffle them back in. I feel like this exploration deck is just, like, incredibly thick right now. All right, then we have our, sorry, we have to do our expedition first. So we're gonna take our die, and yes, we need a 1 through 4 to be able to get an Omega. That's an 8. Boo. You know, I'm heavily debating just cheating intentionally here and just saying we rolled a 1 or a 2. Because I would like to close out one of these adventure hubs. I've had good luck so far. If I'm going to cheat, I'm going to do it on camera. And I'm going to let you know that I'm doing it. But even then, I still feel like, do we really need to do it at this point? Nah, we don't need to do it at this point. I kind of, like, part of me wants to do it. Okay, here, the honest truth is, like, 80% of me wants to do it because I'm like, I just want to close out one of these and get a reward from it. I don't remember what the rewards are for each of the adventure hubs, but the other 20% of me is like, well, I want to do I would like to make sure I'm doing the Omega hubs on camera as much as possible. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing it more for the latter reasoning. But I'm cheating. I'm calling it out. I am absolutely cheating here. But I'm doing it for my own sake of the game, and also I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just don't want to get into a situation like I had in Cycle 2 where, like, I didn't close out that one Alpha Hub adventure because we ran out of story, and we need to close out both of these first 2 hubs. Whatever. I'm done trying to do, like, the mental gymnastics of justifying it. It's just cheating. We just gotta call it as we see it. Okay. This is gonna be, what is it? Road less traveled. So go to adventures, road less traveled, false prophet. I'm, like, already feeling guilty about doing it, but, you know, wait, I didn't even, what did I say it was? I actually feel guilty, but whatever, screw it. Okay, it's family, right? I'm, like, getting in my own head about this. Family. All right, nope, nothing for you. Okay, another note for Mesalliance for Circegard. If Circegard retires before everybody else here, like, I mean, technically Oda Zero got his Nemos nodes first, but I mean, she is the newest Argonaut, and she's about to just slap everybody else. Family for her. Family. Ooh, is taking family for this one going to screw me in terms of my fated nemesis? Probably. Yeah, I don't see family for any other thing. Oh well. That's my punishment for doing that. I have to live with family for longer, or I have to live with family for longer. What would have been 8 would have been of wax and promises. What would that trait have been? I'm not going to change it. I'm just curious. Supernatural. Just let me satisfy my curiosity. And then I'll just forever remember this with guilt. Supernatural would have got closer for Leocules. Fated Nemesis is what I'm... Oh, that would have given me a node for that Fated Nemos. Oh, all right. My punishment is not getting closer to closing out one of the Fated Nemoses. Voiceover. Then... adventure hubs. Oh yeah, road less traveled. False prophet.
As soon as you arrive at the polis, guards escort you to a villa just off the main street. Most of the plants in the courtyard have died and water has frozen in the fountains. The place is awfully quiet as you make your way upstairs. 3 women await you inside a sparsely decorated room. You notice the windows have been reinforced and several pieces of furniture seem to have been torn apart. A meager meal is offered before talks begin.
Thank you for coming on such short notice, Argonauts.
The dark-haired woman in sun-embroidered robes that sits in front of you, Lais, speaks first. Her posture is welcoming and her smile is warm, but there is a certain stiffness to her, as if this room is the last place she wants to be in. Sitting to one side is Deipyle, the Delphian you met when her people were seeking shelter in a temple of Helios. She seems more confident than the last time you saw her, sitting proudly and holding your gaze. Lastly, an armed woman stands near the window, her hair as black as the darkest of nights. She readjusts the furs lining her armor, covering the pale scars on her dry skin. She doesn't seem to be interested in the conversation as she keeps her gaze on the street outside, yet you know she is listening. Something tells you that she is the most dangerous person in this room.
Deipyle spoke highly of you,
Lais continues.
as outsiders who have seen a lot of Hellas and met many people. You possess an unbiased perspective. Therefore, we wish to ask for your advice on a specific matter. You see, Oracle Theresandros...
The memory surfaces in your mind. The zealous oracle who refused to let the Delphians stay in the temple if they didn't worship Helios.
He has committed a transgression, shall we say?
Lais continues.
Such a crime should be punished by death. Yet the Delphians wish to spare his life.
What did he do?
It doesn't matter. His guilt is not in question here, only his punishment.
You are tempted to press the Sun Heir to reveal his crime, but refrain from doing so. If they are ready to execute one of their own, an oracle no less, his transgression must be serious and their conviction absolute. You need to find another angle here. And what does the Twilight Watch think? You look to the armed woman by the window. The shadow of a smile appears on her scarred face, but it's gone before she speaks.
He should burn. As you see, we have a bit of a predicament. Your advice would be most welcome,
says Lais. That's what it comes down to, the life or death of a man. But he's not any man. He's an oracle. The powers of the oracles of Delphi were known across all Hellas. He might know something useful. Let us talk to him before we decide, you respond. Lais nods.
Very well. Axiothea will accompany you to his cell to make sure everything goes well. His fate shall be meted out tomorrow at noon.
Axiothea, the Watcher, is silent during the trip to the jail, her face lacking any emotion. It almost feels like being guided by a Daedalus automaton. Once inside, she points at one of the cells and goes to lean against the opposite wall, her arms crossed across her chest.
What did he do? Oh, it's not important. We just need to figure out his punishment. I think what he did is kind of important in determining the punishment. Let's see. If it isn't marked, mark G5. Okay, let me go to the choice. Oh, let me. This screen. Choice matrix. G5. We have not marked it. I don't really know why I'm marking it. Visiting Therasandros in Sunair prison? Question mark? Okay. If C9 is marked, C9 is not marked. Otherwise C19.
Argonauts, how nice of you to visit.
Therasandros says as he shuffles closer. He looks thinner than before, and you almost wouldn't have recognized him without his oracle robes on. As an oracle, you must have seen something in your time, you say. When he remains quiet, you press further. Or was it all a lie, and you are just a regular mortal? Therasandros glances at Axiothea.
I'll tell you in private.
All right, we got two options here. If Twilight Watch diplomacy, unfriendly or worse, you have to choose option 1. Twilight Watch diplomacy, unfriendly or worse, you have to choose option 1. Choose option 1. While here, Axiothea acts as your witness. She is the only person who can attest you didn't try to do anything to Therasandros. You will have to find another way to make him tell you what he knows. Remain quiet. Option 2. As long as Axiothea stays here, Therasandros will refuse to talk. What he knows could be vital for the future, but convincing her to leave is easier said than done. I am kind of leaning towards option 2 because I want to hear what Therasandros has to say, but also metagaming, it's like we're getting locked, like potentially we're locked into option 1 if we're not in good terms with the Twilight Watch. So since we're not locked out of 2, let's try option 2.
Despite the lack of emotion on her face, her eyes hold a deep resolve. You will have to use logic. She is past empathy.
Okay, this is going to be a test. Party leader tests wisdom of 10 or higher. Each Argonaut can gain +1 fate to add +1. Okay, party leader would test wisdom. I'll make the party leader Dustan. Dustan gets +2 to wisdom total. Okay. Then we need to, each Argonaut can gain +1 fate to add +1. What is the failure effect? Failure, gain Moirai mistake. Ooh, don't like that. Success, gain 1 Argo fate. A chosen Argonaut can lose the Moirai mistake or fractured affliction. Okay, so that doesn't really affect us, but we don't really want to get Moirai mistake. And we want to see that better paragraph. Let's gain a fate with everybody. 2. So this is going to be +4 from the Argonauts, +2 from Destan, so we have +6 total. And then our bonus from Circegard is about courage, not wisdom. So we can get a 4 or higher to succeed here. 9! All right, well, we didn't really need all those bonuses, but happy to have them, I guess. If you gain 1 Argo fate, so we don't need to do that because none of our Argonauts have those things. Then see paragraph 27.
Help me escape, and I promise I will tell you everything I know,
Therisandros says with desperate light in his eyes.
That's not what we agreed upon. Do you want to know or not?
He presses.
Who rules this prison of time?
Ooh, all right. 2 options. Option 1, you might learn what he knows if you help him escape, but you will have to deal with the Sun Heirs and the Twilight Watch who want him dead. Is this information worth getting on your ally's bad side? Agree to help Therisandros escape, Delphians diplomacy +1. Option 2, there's too much at stake here. You can't just stab your allies in the back by releasing their prisoner. While the information might be interesting, can you really trust him? I mean, ultimately, I'm most allied with the Delphians. The Sun Heirs and the Twilight Watch are both extremists in their own way. I think, if I end up getting more negative diplomacy with the Sun Heirs, I think that's going to put me at war with them. Yeah, I'm at -9 with them right now. All right, well, I mean, I talked about it before. It's time to just go all out on pissing off the Sun Heirs. So let's do option 1. So we're going to gain, we will gain a diplomacy with the Delphians. Okay, we're maxed out on the Delphians. We should probably start pissing them off a little bit just to, even it out. We're going to see paragraph 23.
Upon seeing you exit the jail, without a word, Axiothia unsheathes her weapons. Her sword looks like a Xephos, but has been altered many times, with black ice and strange technology. It now looks like something plucked out of time. She lunges at you, cold determination on her face. Fast as lightning, she spins and twists, managing to cut some of your people down before you knock her blade out of her hands and stab her in the shoulder. She falls to her knees, and though she is not dead, she doesn't try to stop you further. You don't have time to mourn your comrades and leave before she sounds the alarm.
Lose 1 crew. Okay. Lose 1 crew. Oh, no, I'm not. I switched away from this, and now I'm switching. As soon as I need to go to it, and I'm not showing it. Lose 1 crew. I'm not gonna try to. Wait. Can I actually do this? Do I have a technology to be able to avoid crew loss, or is that from cycle 2 that I'm thinking of? I don't remember if we lost that or not. Under saves. You're about to lose Hull when you're about to gain Doom. You're about to gain Paradox. No. Okay, so we're going to lose that crew. Twilight Watch, diplomacy -1. Then this says... This says Sun Heirs diplomacy +1. Let me check the book. Give me a second. Surely that's got to... I mean, the book also says Sun Heirs diplomacy +1. But, surely it's got to be a mistake. Yeah, I would love to say it's +1 because it avoids me going to war with the Sun Heirs, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Because the Sun Heirs wanted to execute him, so. And then we don't get anything for oh, sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. We don't get anything for Delphian's Diplomacy +1, so this is our current standings right now. We're basically at a total of net +4 on our diplomacy. We're going to have to start increasing the Twilight Watch diplomacy and pissing off the Sun Heirs even more, maybe making the Delphians a little angry if we have to, but Delphians are a little too comfy with us right now. Oh, and then we need to mark C10. Cargo choice matrix. C10. Helped. Thera, Sandros, escape.
Back on the Argo, you immediately order the anchor raised and take Therisandros to the bridge Tholos. The old priest joins you as the oracle begins to talk.
I have seen the fall, beautiful feathers burning, reaching for the sun. But the sun was cruel and he fell. He fell for so long, deep down he fell.
Therisandros ignores your concerned looks as he takes a shuddering breath. The way he trembles almost looks painful, as if someone was taking control of his body. If the gods were still alive, you would assume the crazy spark in his eyes was Dionysus's doing. But now,
you will fall. Oh yes, you will all fall. Rise up and fall, like tiny little puppets. Monkeys. He is devious, you see, a trickster, a manipulator. He feels no pity, no remorse.
"What are you talking about?" you ask.
Something powerful, more powerful than you could imagine. Even the burning man wreathed in black smoke yielded. It speaks to me. I hear things. I see things. It's all wrong, and yet all according to plan. It wants you to succeed.
The rest of his speech is incomprehensible, so you have someone find him a bed. Once he has rested, you will talk again.
Gain a progress. Don't mind if I do. We're on for progress. Very nice.
When Therisandros has rested, he guides you to a place nearby. As the Argo sails through icy waters, you spot a colony of frozen shells of various sizes. You gear up to fight sirens, but find none there. The ex-oracle wanders through the colony until he brings a colossal shell to your attention.
The sirens, surely you met them on Crete?
When you shake your heads, he seems puzzled.
But I saw you tangle with a spiral secret? Witness the siren meet? No? This is more wrong than I have imagined.
He sighs.
They left it here on purpose, for they too saw things that drove them mad. You will have use of this.
He doesn't explain further. It's round, and its smooth edges are mesmerizing, turning into a perfect spiral. As you look more closely, you realize that it is not a shell. It's a shield, old yet durable. You thank Therisandros profusely and return to the Argo.
Oh, okay, I guess we're not going to scroll down there. Gain the Shalusalem card. Secret deck 8, card 95. Then return to the voyage phase. Let me grab that. All right, let's go to the macro view. Let's read the flavor text. My camera still, okay. Like every once in a while, I still just check my camera, either for like to see if it's still working or to see if the text is no longer readable. But it's probably still hard for you to read. It says, the spiral secret will be revealed one day. Ooh, spiral secret. The Therisandros also mentioned the, what's it called? The Siren Meat. And if you recall, I can't remember who retired with that Nemos, but we heard something about the Siren Meat or something similar with the Siren Survivor Nemos. But the Shalusalam is a sweet gear card. It is a shield, as was stated in the story. Sorry for slurring my words. I'm trying to enunciate better. It has 3 dice to attack, +1 precision, 1 black die per hit, which is crazy good for a shield. It has 3 rerolls for its defensive stats. It has Spiral 3, Hope 1, Opening 2, Block 1, and when you're about to gain Ambrosia tokens, lower this gain to 1. So it has a ton of abilities on it that you can use. Not to mention, if you have 4 or more danger, you may immediately perform a bonus attack on a crit evade. So just absolutely incredible all around for a shield card. Like even for a shield, it still makes for a great weapon to attack with. We're lucky that we already have a ton of awesome gear cards for attacking, but this is fantastic. Then we return to the voyage phase. Okay, so that's done. Then we can go to our timeline step. We have a combat research technology to get. Take a quick scroll through. I'm gonna breeze through each of these real quick and I'll explain why I'm taking the one that I pick. I think I'm just gonna take Quantum Armory just for the sake of, I'm gonna be fighting the Harpy for the next couple of fights, I think. And having Quantum Armory could be a nice boon. So we'll take that. I'll eventually need it too for, where did I just put the technology cards? Oh, here they are. I'll eventually just need it for the Ikarian Harpy Autopsy. So I kind of just want to get it out of the way. I think there's going to be a few technologies I need though before I can get the Ikarian Harpy Autopsy, which will also be what I need to, I'm pretty sure that card will give me access to the Ascender Titan. Not my favorite Titan, but I always like unlocking new Titans. But just do the macro view here. Quantum Armory, basically we can swap out a weapon for another weapon from our Argo Armory. So that can give us some flexibility during our Harpy fights. Admittedly, it's still going to be competing with some other really good Argo abilities, so there's a chance that I just don't end up using it. But we'll see. If I don't end up using it, I'll probably end up being like, wow, I regret not using that. And let's go back to our timeline view here. We did our combat research. All right, sweet. We have a few days. All right, so this should be a good episode. I'm not the one who can determine if it's a good episode. This should at least be like a meaty episode before we get into another combat video. So let's end the current day there. We will travel. So mark off day 34. We'll travel west here to tile 44, continuing to stay on our Delphian tiles. And it looks like we have both a Titan and a Frozen Time. Take that, put it here, travel west. And for our exploration, we will get our Titan and another Frozen Time, and we are now maxed out on Frozen Time. I think the only thing I can use Frozen Time for right now is extending the time loop. Go ahead and draw our exploration cards. Nubian traders. I don't really think I have much of an interest in trading right now. There's not Not really anything I want to trade for. I'm low on Harpy resources, but that's okay because I'm going to be getting more of those. Yeah. Do I want to trade for like Hyperborean Alloy? Yeah, let's do that. So we'll just do the one trade with Hyperborean Alloy and Siren Shell, and we'll exchange. Let's make it an even 20 Hyperborean Alloy. So let's lose 7 of these and get 7 of these. Just feel like a lot of the more advanced weapons that we have, like we'll need the Hyperborean Alloy. So that will come out. We continue that pile though. 2 Siren Shell resources. All right, so we're already recouping on our investment. Glad I spent some of those. And we don't have to worry about the denounced effect, but we do need to do adversary activation. That will end that pile. Go to the next pile. 3 Hyperborean Alloy resources. This feels like I'm drawing the same cards. Then at war, we're not at war. All right. Do the shuffle on camera. Gosh. See, it's like as soon as I just start shuffling on camera, I do not know how to shuffle. Some mashing here. Gosh, that's not even mashing. Just imagine somebody is like sitting at their computer monitor, the magnifying glass, like, yes, your technique is pretty terrible. This is, wow, I can't even, why can't I hold all these cards? Should like learn how to be, learn how to be a magician just to learn how to shuffle better. Come on, all right, there we go. This is what, the 60 seconds of Emerging Boat. Shuffling, trying to shuffle, failing. Did I have some upside down cards in there? Maybe. I don't know, whatever. All right, we're gonna split the stack here. Boom, all right. Shuffle the shit out of that. So let's see. We go back to our timeline here. We have structural research. We'll get to that in a second, but we're going to get a Firestarter Titan and a Dreamwalker, and we have our Vanguard Hemiolia back. Woohoo! Okay, it's nice to have that as an option. Then we will get our Firestarter Titan. Titans, add new Titan. Firestarter. Boom. And we also get a Dreamwalker Titan. I wish it didn't like default to just the last selected one. It's not really convenient. Then we can add the Dreamwalker event 9 days from now. Then I never do the accelerated breeding, so let's do that. Let's do accelerated Spartan breeding. So we're gonna have to gain an Argo Fate to do that. And we still need to lose a Titan. Mark a Dreamwalker is dead. Then we get to put the Abyss Watcher breeding on our timeline 5 days from now, so day 39. And then we have to put 12 days from now, Spartan Strains breeding cooldown. So that'd be day 46. I'm going to make a note next to the Abyss Watcher one to say did accelerated breeding. I would just say accelerated. That way it's a reminder that just because we got our Abyss Watcher Titan doesn't mean we can get that card is ready to use again. Then we can do our structural technology research. Again, I'll skim through these to save time. And we're going to gain intelligence gathering, partly because I just want to stop worrying about it being grayed out, because I do have 30 plus explored map tiles. But also it's nice to get that extra spy network card into the exploration deck. Yes, okay. I guess I'll just have to manually add this. Intel. Boom, added. Did it remove it from the projects? Of course it did, because it's great. Here is our spy network card that we'll get to add in. Just good things. Although we also really want to be on allied spaces for this to make it really worth our while. And that would have been nice to have the last few tiles, but who knows how much longer these Delphian tiles will last. Then I think we are resolved for this day. Oh shoot, I didn't put the loop end. I need to put the loop end on day 37. Loop earned. Loop end. Now we are ready to move on. We'll go to day 35. Another quiet day. We will go south. Let's show that screen. We'll go south to tile 43, which is a Twilight Watch tile. Ooh, we have a future portal. We have a Doom. Ew, fuck you, Doom. Okay, well, we're definitely going to be gaining an Argo Fate to try to avoid that Doom. Oh, did I don't think I gained my unavoidable Doom either from the loop end previously. I think I just kind of ignored the whole loop end deal because I was like, I'm already on the anchor. So let's fix that really quickly. We should be at 3 Doom. Yeah, we did not gain it. Come on, emerging boat. Then, oh, go back. We need to gain an Argo Fate to see if we can avoid this Doom gain. We need a 7 or higher. It's a 4. Ooh, I think is that I always forget. Is that a test? Can I re-roll this? I almost never do, but we have technologies to allow us to reduce our Argo Fate. Let's see. Hope Logic gain 1 Argo Fate. To test X or higher. Yeah, I'm going to test this again. I'm going to gain an Argo Fate. We're about to have a combat soon, so it's going to do it. So 7 or higher. Damn, 4 again. All right, well, I just gained 2 Argo Fate for no reason. And we have to gain another Doom. Okay. We can do our exploration phase here. Or step, I should say. 3 hyper... I swear this was the card that I last drew. But I did these shuffles on camera too, so... What was that? 23, 26. Okay. Not at war. And that pile... Then what is wrong with my shuffling technique? Are these the exact same cards that I'm drawing? I need to pay attention to this when I'm like reviewing the videos. All right, 2 Siren Shell. And then we have to go to our map view here, activate him. Then let's go back to our view here. And you know, just for this, we're gonna shuffle these and we're just gonna stick those towards the bottom. So we've seen those so many times. Oh gosh. Trying to do like I try to split a bunch, and then also like mostly when I'm shuffling, I try to make sure that I'm just getting a new card on top as often as possible. Just make sure that I'm not just keeping the same cards on top all the time. Oh, there's the upside down card. I knew I saw one. All right, so then put these like somewhere in the middle of the deck-ish. And there's not really anything I want to do on this day. So then we're left with a choice here. We can go west or east. Let's see, we're on tile 43. Tiles 42 and 46 are of interest to us. Sorry, not 46, 48. Oh, 48 would be here. That would be this one with a, what's it called? With a lighthouse on it. Let's send our scout Hemiolia out to the west to see what that's going to look like. That's a Delphian tile. We're allied with them, so at least it's easier to get that back. Oh, I need to grab another little tile holder. I think I can take apart the tiles from the present as well. Like, I don't remember going back to them, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe I'll have to see if I can find somebody who mentioned that in Discord, because it would be nice to be able to clean up that little area. Okay, so we're gonna send our Hemiolia out to tile 40. And oh, wow. So the light extends multiple tiles here, which means that this light could just be coming from, okay, I'm actually pointing to a lot of things on the map here. Let me turn off one of these lights so you can see a little bit better. Is that the right one? Yeah, okay. That's kind of dark overall, but hopefully better for you to see if you actually care about watching this part. Yeah, this may not be a lighthouse. Because this is getting dimmer. Like, it's super strong up here and getting dimmer and dimmer. If this was a lighthouse down here, I'd expect this to look more like how strong it is up here on these couple tiles. Also, let me put my Hemiolia token here. If this is tile 40 and we increment upwards, could it be like 41, 42, 43, 40? No, that doesn't make sense because I'm on tile 43 right now. Yeah, okay, this whole tile numbering is super messed up. I think the pattern is right, but there's probably gaps in the map. Oh, I could just refer to the past as well. That probably... Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, you can see this part. So I'm looking like, this is tile 23, for instance. Gap. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is tile 23. This is tile 24. This is tile 22. Yeah, so I think gaps have a huge impact on the numbering of the tiles, because obviously it's not like they're going to number tiles that don't ever get placed. Like, I just don't think there's tiles for these spots. So if my numbering is correct, like at least the incrementing and decrementing, the incrementing and the decorating, if my numbering pattern is correct, then in this column, there are 2 more tiles. We don't know where they are, but then it'd be like 40, let's say 41, 42, and then it comes down to here, 43, 44, 45, 46. 47 presumably would be here, because we know that this is 48. Okay, now, sorry, this is just going to extend the video. Maybe you don't care about it, but the only thing I remember about these is that the maps are really screwed up in this cycle, and they're much more complicated than they were in cycles 1 and 2. So I'm trying to piece this together from like patterning. I don't think I'm recalling this stuff from memory, but maybe subconsciously I am. So actually, let's use, I don't want to use generic tokens because it's going to get me confused with my, what's it called? Trireme. So areas where we know there are tiles. We know there's one here. We know there's one here. I feel pretty confident in saying there's going to be one here as well. Then we don't know, there's 2 tiles in this column. We don't know where they are. It seems reasonable to guess that there is maybe not one here because you can't get to it from this tile or this tile, and it seems like there's a land mass here, so I'm going to assume maybe there's not a tile here. So it could be like here. If we did here, then that leaves this one stranded. Could do something like that. Oh shit, hold on. We have something to help us out here too. We have our map of the past. Let's show this really quickly because I think the gap that I was just talking about, I think this gap here is this tile here. But that makes it seem like there's 3 waterway tiles that can be traversed directly above that empty tile. Shit. Okay, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm onto something here, but something is just not looking right, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Let's take that. Put that back up there. I'm going to clear these off because I am not really sure how confident I am in that. I think we're close, but I don't know that that's right. Like those tile placements, because it doesn't feel like it lines up with what we're seeing on that map of the past. But I do feel pretty comfortable in saying that the lower number, like the tiles in the 30s, are probably going to be over in this general area. So maybe we don't care about finding another lighthouse. Maybe we travel this way to see what we can find, and then when we hit a loop end, we'll just come back to here and then start exploring up there. I don't know. It feels like maybe it's setting us up for failure. Maybe I don't have enough information to be able to get this on the next loop. Maybe I spend some more frozen time to explore. I don't know. Okay. But I think I'm going to go west. I'm more interested in going west and exploring these tiles than I am of going east, because east is also a Sun Airs tile. I want to go to the west because it's Delphians. And all right, so we'll mark off day 36. We will travel west. Nice, we'll get to end on an adventure as well, so that's nice to go. With that, let's get our Hemiolia back. We need to get a, what is it? It's normally 8 or higher, but we're going to get +2. We're going to get +5 total, so we need a 3 or higher. Great. Just barely. I'm glad I don't have to remake that Hemiolia immediately after using it. Goes over there. There's an adventure hub symbol, but nothing else. So we'll do our exploration cards. Fast forwarded. Okay, I forget. Is this the really bad one or is this the not so bad one? This is the not so bad one. Okay, lose 2 paradox and gain a doom. All right. So let's go here. Lose 2 paradox. Let's see if we can avoid this. Gain an Argo Fate. We need a 7 or higher. 5. Do I want to re-roll this one too? No, I don't really want to go up another Argo Fate just before an adventure. Okay, so gaining a Doom. Damn, we're already at 5 out of 7 Doom on this one. This is the fastest I've been gaining Doom throughout this playthrough so far. I mean, within the span of like an in-game week, we've gotten like 7 Doom, I think. I was doing really well on some of these saves before, but it all balances out, I guess. If this ability didn't trigger, it did trigger. All right, so remove it from the deck permanently. Oh, unless Argo Fate is 6 or higher, or Paradox is 4 or more. Okay, so good thing we're not retrying, because otherwise we have to put this back in the deck. I don't want to do that, so there we go. More justification that the right decision. But we have to continue from that card. This is gain 2 Living Abyss. And we can ignore the rest of those effects down there. The next pile, we have 2 Daedalus Machina and an adversary activation. He's just slowly creeping up behind us, kind of staying on pace as we travel. Shuffling, Boom. Okay. Ah. All right. Let's close it out with an adventure here. Roll for our adventure table. I'm not going to cheat this time. Promise. I still feel guilty about it. Not that guilty, but like, you know. Maybe you don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, 9 through 10 is going to be can't go back, and this is going to be the alpha. Right. Adventures, and we can choose the one directly below. Well, we can't actually choose it, right? Because it's not a valid choice. Actually, how does that work? I guess technically I could choose Sin of the Fathers, but whatever. Can't go back. Alpha is gods. Cancel the Eschaton. Gods will give us a node for Spewed by the Abyss. Leocules is getting close. Gods, 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 gods. Gods, 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 gods. Damn, come on. Give me something for superstitious. Gods. Ugh. Terrible. Did not like that. Okay, but we'll go to our voiceovers here. Where are we at? Adventure hubs. Sin of the Fathers. No, can't go back.
Through a rift in time, you have gone back to the Gilded Age of Delphi, when the Sun Heir's power was at its height. The marble statues of the beautiful Helios rise at every corner, reminding you that you are under the protection of an Olympian and constantly watched. You came here because of one woman's childhood memory, when you were crossing the frigid wastes of the Twilight era. She told you that when she was young and the sun shone brightly on her polis of Ilios, it was the home of a boastful and callous man by the name of Phaeton, Helios' son. You're not eager to meet the narcissistic demigod, but you hope he will have some answers for you about the curse put on Icarus. And if the tales are true, he too rode a sky chariot once, that of his divine father, and crushed it, drawing Helios' eternal ire. If that anger still burns in his timeline, you may be able to get something out of him. As you walk through the Delphian polis, looking for the Radiant Man, you can't shake the feeling that something isn't as it should be. A familiar uneasiness creeps up on you, just like every time you travel through the ages. But this time it's different. Something potent hangs on the air, an invisible shadow looming over all and gripping at your throats. That's when realization hits you. This is the moment. Right before the end, the eve of the Eschaton. Equal parts hope and dread rise in your hearts. Is this the chance you've been looking for? To change things? To prevent the catastrophe from happening? To save countless lives?
Two options. Option 1. If there's even the smallest chance to undo the Eschaton, you owe it to all the people who died and suffered to try to stop the Eschaton. Option 2. There are people in this polis whom you can help prepare for the catastrophe rather than taking a gamble on preventing it. You're not ready to change the cataclysm. Not yet. I'm going to make this decision purely based on diplomacy. So we're going to pick option 1 so we can gain 1 Twilight Watch diplomacy, lose 1 from Delphians.
The sky above the temple complex is clear and bright. Nothing heralds the impending doom. A tight knot sets in your hearts, a firm determination. You will change the fate of the world and prevent the Eschaton, here and now. You, just the four of you, mortals, so far from Olympus. Your minds race, and the jumbled thoughts make you doubt yourselves. Fear, then despair set in. You are so small and helpless to stop it. People will die, and you will experience it firsthand if you don't evacuate to your own time.
Each Argonaut tests courage or wisdom of 9 or higher. You can gain up to 2 fate and to add up to +2. 0 to 2. Okay, there's nothing for failures directly. 0 to 2 successes, party leader gains dread, and we lose a crew. 3 successes, subtraction Argo fate. Okay, so 4. We would just prefer not to get 0 to 2, but this isn't terrible overall. This. Oh, and we can actually use Circegard's ability here. Argonauts. So courage or wisdom. You have +1. You have +2. You have +2. You have +2. Okay, so everybody has +2 except Leocules. So what is it? Circegard can give someone +1 to courage. So she's going to give that to Leocules, so everybody now has +2. And do I want to gain fate? No, let's do 1 first just to see how it goes. All right, so we're going to do Leocules first. He needs 7 or higher. It's a 6. Let's gain a fate to re-roll that. To 2. All right, that is a failure. Then let's do Circegard. Again, 7 or higher. Oh, that got rolled over. It's a 5. Oh, jeez. So what are we fighting for now? The best we can get is 3 successes. Yeah, let's try to fight for that. Reroll. 4. Dang. All right, so the best we can't get more than that. Dang. Well, no point in gaining fate for these other ones at least. 9 and 4. We got 1 success. So we are going to lose a crew. Crew loss is finally starting to catch up to us a little bit here. And then party leader gains a dread condition card. So we got to pick a party leader. You know, let's just make it fun. Whoever rolls the lowest is going to be the party leader. Oh, we have tied for the loser. All right, let's have a lose off. All right, Dastan, you are the ultimate loser. You're going to gain dread. There you go, buddy. Oh, and I don't think I showed the crew loss, but we're now down to 6 crew out of 9. Nice. And then we're going to see paragraph 10.
The responsibility crushes you. Can you really prevent the Eschaton? You, meager mortals, when the gods themselves weren't strong enough? Are you ready to try?
Man, screw these fated nemesis. I could have just put his name down on the timeline just to like make sure we can retire him soon. At least it's going to Dastan, because he's what, 1 node away from retiring? Yeah, all right, so hopefully you only have to deal with this for 1 fight. You're going to gain gate, or late, sorry. During the Titan round, you cannot voluntarily be the first or last to take your turn. Are you serious? You can't be first or last? Oh, dude. Come on. All right. You're late and you can't crit. Cannot wait for you to leave this party. Then each other Argonaut gains a despair token. One, boom. Boom.
No, you can't. You're not strong enough. Better to slink away into the night.
Two options. Option 1. As a salve on your weighing conscience, you can save some of the polis's citizens. A better use of your skills than trying to achieve the impossible. You can save lives right now. You just need to convince the Delphians that the Eschaton will happen. It may cause a panic, but it's better than to make them face the truth and deal with it than live in blissful unpreparedness. Option 2. You will not let fear and dread dictate your choices. Preventing the Eschaton is possible. You have to believe that, no matter the risk and how hard it will be. Nothing worth doing is ever easy. No, sorry, buddy. I don't think we're going to cancel the Eschaton in this story. And I'm not going to gain a Doom or gain 3 Argo Fate, so we're going with option 1. We're going to change our tactics. I only did that first one for the sake of the diplomacy, which maybe was a mistake.
Eventually, far more slowly than you would have liked, you managed to convince some of the populace that the threat is real and that they must act now to save themselves. A trembling, uncertain crowd gathers before you. You have seen these expressions countless times before, in Knossos, in Laconia, even here, in Delphi's past. You see parents clutching at their children, friends who haven't left this polis since childhood, lovers dreading being separated. A couple catches your attention as they cling to each other, tears streaming down their faces, whispering their names over and over again. You suddenly remember soft hands in your hair, sweet nothings whispered in your ear in the dead of night, warm breath on your face, and the feeling of someone else, close and affectionate. You feel so much love, it's almost overwhelming, until the feeling is gone, just like that, as if it was never there.
Least likely Argonaut gains the Time-Crossed Lovers Nemos card, and we gain a progress token. So the Time-Crossed Lovers is here. Gain a progress token as well, which will give us our last clue. So I'll get that later. So this is going to go into our Nemos vault. Voiceover, that's what we want. And we will... Oh. Okay, I guess something's messed up here. To the ire of the priests, you have convinced the people that the Eschaton will happen. The acolytes are grouping to the far side of the city with the intention of scattering the crowds and punishing the doomsayers. Though they must see the signs, their oracles being able to peek into the near future, they remain passive and would rather cover their ears than listen to reason and pray to their gods for salvation. It's just that you know, for a fact, that those gods will be the first ones to die. Their limitless power finally unmasked as a boisterous lie. The only option is to leave the polis behind. But where to go? 2 options. Option 1. Eschaton Hellas is a hellscape. There is no place the Delphians can go to be safe. In this time period. After all, it does get better, and you know what the land will look like in the present, which areas will withstand the passage of monsters in time. Help the Delphians find their way to the present. Twilight Watch +1, Delphians Diplomacy -1. No matter how crowded it will get on the ship, you will not leave people to die. Staying aboard the Argo isn't without dangers, but the Delphians still have a better chance to survive by your side than out there with primordials roaming about. welcome the Delphians aboard the Argo. Would probably do option 2 realistically, but for the sake of diplomacy, I'm going to do option 1. Let's go diplomacy. We're going to gain Twilight Watch diplomacy +1, Delphians -1. And we will see paragraph 7.
It takes you a few hours to reach the place where the Delphians should be safe. A large stretch of land near the coast, with forests that will provide food and materials to build houses. In the meantime, a network of interconnected caves will suffice as shelter. Once you convince the locals it is safe. They keep calling it Typhonic, possibly in reference to the terrible monster that terrorizes Delphi. But all you find inside is a lone wild titan, easily subdued and taken by your Titano-Kynigos team. Then you help the Delphians move in and share all the resources you can spare to help them begin anew. You know what it feels like to start fresh with no landmarks. You have seen countless peoples displaced all over Hellas because of wars or the Eschaton, and they will move in this timeline too. As soon the Eschaton will happen for them. The world will shake, and the cycle of death and suffering will continue. Once the Delphians are settled and your new Titan brought to the Stoa, it is time to say goodbye. While frightened for the future and anxious about the present, the Delphians are grateful for your help. Perhaps you managed to save them in the end. Only time will tell.
Gain 1 Titan and lose 6 Hyperborean alloy resources. If you don't have enough, gain a Doom. Thankfully, we should have plenty of those. I don't want to lose them. But we have enough. And then we're going to gain a Titan. Okay.
The old priest joins you in the bridge Tholos, resignation written all over his face. "It is nothing," he dismisses when he notices you staring. "Sometimes it is not easy to follow your own advice. Though I have my misgivings about undoing the Eschaton, today I rooted for you." He lets the silence linger for a moment with a dreamy smile on his face. "Because then, maybe, I could see my son again." He sighs. "That was not the design of the Moirae this day. And perhaps that is for the best. After all, without the calamity, we would never have found the Argo or awakened you, my friends. In that, I suppose there is some good in the Eschaton, from a certain point of view." You ponder on that as he leaves.
Each Argonaut can lose 1 fate. Yeah, maybe I should have gained more fate with some of those rolls earlier, because that was... I mean, at least the fate at Nemos went to Dastan. But dang, that was annoying. Because we will have to deal with that for at least 1 fight. Then return to the voyage phase. We get to draw our last clue card here. Also, that story card says that we can put more than 5 tokens on here, because it says 5+. But it doesn't say anything on there about... Like, it's not explicit about it, it just says 5+. But also in Scribe, it does allow you to put more on here. So I don't know if we want to put more story tokens on there. I don't know if that's intentional or if they could just be wasted. But here's our last clue card for this. We have Design a Maze Stone Solution. When you are on tile 46 during the story step, Gain 1 Doom. Boo. I don't want to do that one. Sorry, I was peeking at the other things. Gain 1 Doom to alter the Siren Shell Crucible. Mark J3. Icarus's vessel uses a Siren Shell core to contain the paracausal energies of its central machina, but there was a problem with its configuration. Maybe it would be better to use maize flesh in its construction. Maybe it would. Who's to say? Let's see, this is tile 46. Let's shift these over. 32, 37, 42, 46. Oh, damn. Of course 46 is going to be like really convenient for me to get if I'm going to get warped back here. Oh, so much doom. I mean, if I don't avoid... Oh, sorry. I'm not even showing this. 46 is here. I mean, I'm about to get a doom from the end of the loop. I could be flipping to card friggin' 2B. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, the next step is just going to be going into the battle. We'll see if I end up recording this one. I honestly could use a break from recording and just kind of playing the game a little bit without recording, because that would be more relaxing for me. I think either way I'm going to end up doing 2 Harpy battles in a row, so like maybe what I would do is do this timeline battle and then go through the next like week of like in-game week of adventuring off camera. Then after that do let's see, the next thing that I would put on camera maybe would be, when's the next timeline battle? Day 42, where we have the combat encounter. I do that against Oracle or Hypertime. No, not Hypertime, Oracle. The Ikarian Harpy level 3. And then following that, we'd pick up on our story where hopefully we'd be part of the way into our events to change the past. And then at that point, maybe that would be enough time to actually close that part of the story out. So I think that makes sense. I like that plan. Regardless, that is going to bring this video to a close. We got some nice adventures in. You saw me cheat. I think that was was that the first time that I cheated in this cycle? I think so. I know I did stuff in cycle 1 with like one of the story cards. I don't remember if I did anything in cycle 2 or if I did anything earlier in this cycle. I don't think I did. The intentional stuff, at least, obviously during the battles, I've clearly messed some things up. Those don't count. I would joke and say that those are like I'm intentionally doing those things wrong in the videos for the battles, and there's not calling them out as like a way to get like engagement for comments and have people comment on them. But like, you all know that I don't have a good enough, I'm not a smart enough person to be able to do that. I don't have a good enough memory to be able to do that. So that would be giving me way too much credit. Plus, I'd much rather just be able to say that I like played this totally right, didn't get the rules wrong, you know, just nailed it. Because I also don't like getting things wrong when, because I don't want to cause confusion with people who are learning to play the game or trying to like develop strategies. Like I don't want to give wrong information that leads to doing things, giving like a really strong advantage unintentionally. Okay, I'm just rambling. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I will enjoy my time playing the game a little bit by myself without recording. But that being said, I can't wait for the next video that I will get to see you in. Take care. Goodbye. Have a great day.